to our reading session for today. So let's just start by going over some of the words that we talked about yesterday. Ag, ot, got, is, his, if, in, j, there's the jam, mum, and there's mum. And these are our slightly trickier words. He, wanted, party, nobody, come, toys, and there's the toys, cake, and there's some cake, cornflakes, and we've got our cornflakes up here, they're a kind of cereal, tomato sauce, there's the tomato sauce, you might know it as ketchup, baked beans, and there's the baked beans, and then we've got sugar, which is here, cross, so that's when you feel angry, and sorry, and here he is feeling sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, let's go on to our book. Let's have a look. The Toys Party, and there we can see them all sat round the table ready to have a meal together. Okay, let's read our book. Kipper wanted a party. Nobody wanted to come. He got his toys. He wanted a cake. He put in cornflakes. He put in tomato sauce. He put in milk. He put in jam. He put in sugar. He put in baked beans. Ugh. Mum was cross. Kipper was sorry. Okay, now that we've read through our book again, let's have a look at activity 2. Just put in my name, Miss Jackson, and off we go. Oh, put the pictures in order of the story. So you have to think what happened first. So looking at the pictures, I know that he must have got his toys first, because in the other pictures, the toys are already sat down at the table or they are being washed in the washing machine. So I'm going to put the toys first. Now, let me think, which one was next? So the toys are sat at the table, but they're not messy in this one. So that must be our next picture. And Kipper's only thinking about making the cake. So let's put that as our next picture. Okay, so the next one must be where the toys are messy, but he's not been discovered yet because he's still quite happily pouring things into what he thinks is a cake mixture. Okay, so let's put that as our number 3. And then let's see. Would it be Kipper looking sorry and washing his toys, or Mum being cross next? Mum being cross, she discovers him and then he thinks, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done this and made all of this mess. So there, Mum being cross, and then obviously automatically the last picture has been put in place, and it's where Kipper is feeling sorry for himself. He's sad that his mum was cross at him and he's had to have a wash, and his toys have had to have a wash too. Let's double check that we're right. Well done, super. Okay, so now we're just going to have a look at some questions about our book. So the first question is, what do you think Kipper was thinking? So there's 2 little thinking bubbles here that shows what he was thinking in his brain. So the first picture, he's got his brother and his sister playing football. And in the second picture, his mum and his dad are washing the car. So I thought about this yesterday as well. I think he's thinking of all the things that they are doing. That means that they can't be with him and have a party with him. So he's thinking everyone is too busy to spend time with me. Okay, what's the difference between the toys on these two pictures? And we did think about this a little bit when we've just been talking about sequencing our pictures and the order that we've just done for our activity. So in this picture though, let's have a look at their facial expressions as well. So here's another thinking bubble. So Kipper was thinking about making the cake, and everything is still clean and tidy. And you can see on each of the toys' faces, they've got a smile. Now, I'm not sure in real life whether our toys can smile, but on these pictures, they're smiling. And then in this next picture, where the food is everywhere and there's a big mess, we look and they are, most of them are frowning. So that's when you do that with your mouth, you frown. They're feeling sad. Apart from this toy in the middle, he's licking his lips. So I think he might be trying to lick the jam off his nose. So they look like they're frowning. So they're happy in this picture and they're sad in this picture. Now, toys in real life, I don't think they can change their expression to happy or sad. But in this picture, they clearly can. So why do you think they look unhappy in this picture? And I think they probably know that mum is going to come back and be cross and they already feel sad. But also, maybe they just don't like a messy kitchen. Or they're thinking, oh, I've just seen him put tomato sauce and jam and cornflakes in this. I don't think we're actually going to get the yummy, delicious cake that Kipper has promised us. So there might be several reasons why they're not feeling particularly happy in this picture. Right, let's have a look at the next one. Okay, so this is our last question. So you've got a thing here that our question says, why is Floppy leaving? So Floppy is the dog, and you can see he's leaving quite quickly. And then, so why do you think? I think the reason is because mum is very, very cross and Floppy doesn't want to be told off as well as Kipper, because Floppy has just watched the whole thing happen and not really done anything about it apart from lapping up the milk that's been put on the floor. Okay, and then it says, explain why mum was cross. So why do you think mum was cross? Well, mum was probably cross because she wasn't expecting to come back to such a big mess, and that Kipper has used up lots of food that should have been good to eat, and probably nobody can eat it now because he's made such a big mess. All his toys are completely messy. They're all going to need to be washed. He's going to need a wash. The whole kitchen will need to be tidied. It's lots and lots of work to do for just a little bit amount of time that Kipper has spent inside the house, isn't it? So I think that's why mum is cross. Okay, thank you for joining me for my reading session today. I hope if you want to make a cake that you talk to your parents and get them to help you instead of making a big mess in your kitchen. Have a super day.